The funny thing is, people are making millions of dollars actually flipping phones. And when you say it, people can't believe it because they're like, oh, how can you make millions flipping phones? Well, it is happening. Folks are making hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, flipping phones. So in today's conversation, I want to give you baby steps for rookies, plus rare tips, very rare tips, to reckoning real quick when it comes to flipping phones, of course. Don't you go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it.
One in a million, one in a million, one in a million. You know they're coming up to me, cause I'm just the kind of flower that's stinging in the beat, but the rhythm's getting higher. Go, 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 go. One in a million, one in a million, one in a million, one in a million, one in a million.
Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to explain to you how to make money flipping phones. Okay, I'll be giving you baby steps for rookies, plus rare tips that will help you reckoning real quick. First thing first, you need to get to know. You need to understand the market. You need to familiarize yourself. So what is the flipping of phones? Well, flipping of phones is the process of buying a phone below market value and selling it for higher. Very simple as that. It can also be the process of buying a used, unwanted, or broken phone, fixing it, and reselling for a profit. Okay, so you have those two options. And so why does flipping phones allow you to make money? Well, because there are lots of people who want phones and are paying good money for them. Okay, unless you have been living in a cave, it is obvious that mobile phones are very popular gadgets all over the world. And the cool thing is, it's all over the world. It's not just in the States or Canada or the UK or continental Europe in general, but it's everywhere. Okay, and phones will only get more popular. So hey, listen, you have an opportunity here. Millions of people use smartphones to communicate, access information, go on social media, and carry out online tasks every single day. Phone makers leverage on the demand for phones in constantly creating new and updated versions. Think about how many new smartphones have come out this year. Just think about that. Think about how many have come out in the last 5 years. So you can see the demand is up there and the opportunity is out there for you. Okay. So the thing here is that we are trying to, as phone flippers, we are part of the solution. In other words, you have folks who want new phones all the time, folks who cannot afford brand new phones, but they want, working phones, operational phones. And the cool thing is that you can actually buy a new phone below market value and sell it for higher, or just buy a used, unwanted, or broken phone and fix it. Okay, so this is important. So you're actually helping, for instance, people who cannot afford high-end phones. At least they will have access to a decent phone. And that's where phone flipping actually comes in, is you can make a lot of cash. So smartphones are a good idea to flip because smartphones are even, let's say, the more sophisticated version. Okay, everybody wants a smartphone, whether they live in a poor country or in a rich country. So what I want to say here is that there is money to be made in phone flipping. So you want to choose smart. So after familiarizing yourself with the market, you got to choose smart. Okay, so how do you choose the right phones? It's really important. You got to research the phones you want to buy and resell. Okay, it's important, and you have to do that research beforehand. Especially, you need to calculate how much you are going to make from the process. See, you're not flipping phones just to become a charity. You are flipping phones to make money. So it's important to do a thorough analysis, especially when it comes to the cost and profit analysis, to make sure it is worth your time. There are lots of things that you need to watch out for when you research phones you want to flip. Okay, you can't just say, I like this brand and I'm just going to buy this brand, whatever. No, the brand that you like has nothing to do with the phone that you are going to ultimately flip. Because you got to really listen to the market. It's not about what you like. It's about what the market likes. It's about what the potential customers are willing to buy. Okay, so make sure that the phone has an IMEI number. IMEI number, very important. IMEI number, very, very important. make sure the phone is not stolen. Because the last thing you want is just to get in trouble because you're trying to flip phones, okay? Make sure the phone does not have a pending contract with a carrier or network provider. Those are really important things because you really want to have a phone that is free of any contractual obligations. Very important. Again, you are trying to stay out of trouble. It's not worth it making $100 on a phone and just get in trouble with law enforcement. You never want to do that, okay? Make sure the phone is unlocked, okay? Make sure the phone is reset to factory settings. Very important. Either you have someone else who does it for you, or you do it yourself. So I'm just giving you the basic I would say default that you want the phone to have before you sell it. And make sure the phone is not broken or damaged beyond repair, because you don't want to sell like broken phones to a customer. You wouldn't want that if somebody were to sell that to you. So don't do it to others, okay? Because you're thinking I can make a quick cash, whatever. No, you can use a website like flipsy.com to research the worth of your phone and where you can easily resell it for good money. Okay, flipsy.com looks over all the web to find trust verified stores that buy phones for cash, and they offer 30% more than trading programs. Okay, so this is really important. So you go to flipsy.com to find the worth of your iPhone, Samsung Galaxy phone, tablet, or other types of mobile devices. The third thing I want you to do, of course, we're still having a conversation about how to make money flipping phones. You need to check the profit. Okay, in a nutshell, to make money flipping phones, research the right phones and calculating that you want to calculate the possible profit. You want to buy the phone that will give you profit when you resell, and resell the phone for a profit eventually. So how do you actually break down, how do you actually calculate the profit before flipping? Let me just explain to you how the calculus goes. It is basic math when it comes to calculating how much you are going to make flipping phones. Okay, this is not rocket science. You should simply subtract the selling price from the cost. Okay, so selling price minus cost price equal profit. Now, the selling price of the phone is the amount that the amount that the buyer pays in the private market, or the quoted price sent to you by the buyback companies. The cost price of the phone involves the sum of different expenses, like, let's say, the actual money you paid to acquire the phone, the money paid to list the phone for sale, because those websites, they charge you, the total cost of fixing the phone if you bought a broken phone, for example, and all other costs associated with selling the phone. Okay, so you have four main sources of cost, and those are really, really important. You want to have a spreadsheet, or you want to have an app, but you got to have a way to track those expenses, because again, you're not getting into a phone flipping as a charity to become a charity. You are there to make money. Okay, so the profit, as I said before, is the difference between the sales price and the cost. Once your total sales price exceeds your total cost price, then you have made a profit. Okay, and the size of your profit will depend on several factors. Really, really important, because when we talk about how much you can really make flipping phones, it really depends. The type of phone, it depends on the type of phone you sell. Remember, iPhones by default generally sell better than most Android phones. This is really important, and this is across the board. And we have researched this. It is actually accurate across the board, either in the States or internationally. The condition of the phone you are selling. So a phone that is still in good condition will bring in more money than a phone that is broken. And the place where your phone is sold. Okay, so you can compare quotes in different markets or buyback programs to make the most profit. Again, you can use flipsy.com. There are other websites. If you have questions, just ask us, and we can really direct you to other websites. Okay, but the good thing is that on the platform where you sell the phone, you will be redirected to a secure platform to complete your transaction. Okay, so it's always good to always make sure that the website you ultimately choose is secured. Very important. Your privacy, your private data is really important. I want you to buy wisely. if you are trying to make money flipping phones, it's very important that you actually keep the cost of the phone very low. See, the thing is, you have to actually solve two variables in this equation. You want to buy cheap, but you want to buy quality. This is very important. So there are lots of places where you can buy phones for reselling. So first you have Craigslist, very wonderful. So you can sign up with websites such as Craigslist.org and search for used phones listed by sellers. You would be connected with a seller through this classified ads website. If you have a good negotiating skill, you will buy the phone at the cheapest price, and that's what you really want to do, okay? And so you can sell at a profit. If you have cash in hand, private sellers will easily sell you at a reasonable price. So it's important. We are in a business where cash is king or queen, for that matter. Okay, if you have cash, if you're trying to do things, with fresh cash and not go through PayPal or credit card or debit card, sellers will come to you. You also have Let Go. So Let Go is another platform that allows users to buy, sell, and chat with others locally. You can use the app or website to find the used phones that you can resell. Okay, so listing on Let Go is free. Check on the phone displayed, and you should just see the prices. You also have Facebook Marketplace, so you can sign up with Facebook groups to buy used or broken phones. Okay, because the thing is, people believe that Facebook is just there as a social media. No, you can use Facebook now to do a lot more than just connecting with your friends and family. So their marketplace is now used by people all over the world for buying and selling just about anything, including phones. You can even set up a dedicated Facebook page for buying used phones. And there are other online marketplaces. So it's all about, so you have sites like Amazon that you can use for buying and selling. You can use eBay. You can even visit flea markets, garage sales, and thrift stores in your neighborhood to find cheap used phones to buy. So I want you to be a little creative when it comes to sourcing the phones that you are ultimately going to flip. Okay, and you can also buy phones. So if you want to make money, if you want to make quick profit when you flip phones, please buy phones in wholesale. If you're buying more than one phone from vendors, you are likely to get discounts. Okay, buy the best brands of phones. iPhones, as I just said, usually give you more profit than other brands. Okay, and you should really know the latest variations, the latest versions of phones that will sell better than old versions, and buy and fix broken or cracked phones and resell them. So that's where the juice is at. I want you to triple check. Okay, the thing is, you want to secure your profit, right? You want to make sure that you are selling profitable. You are selling phones for good profit. So I'm going to explain to you what you need to check before buying a phone to flip. So the IMEI number. So IMEI number, the IMEI number. So the first and foremost thing you need to check before buying a cell phone is to make sure the IMEI number is clean. I mean, clean means what? Clean means that the cell phone is in good standing with cell phone service providers or is not stolen. Very important, okay? So you can use SwapUs, for example. SwapUs has an IMEI checker for this. It's a great tool. It's a great tool that you can use, and it's very accurate. So you always ask for the IMEI number from the seller before you even meet them. Okay, so you check it beforehand and then double check the phone when you get there to make sure it's the same IMEI number they texted you. Very important. Okay, so you do this to make sure that the seller didn't give you a clean IMEI number of a different phone while trying to sell you a blacklisted phone with a bad IMEI. So if the IMEI number is blacklisted, then move on and find a different phone to buy. This is very important. Again, you don't want to mess with a blacklisted phone. You don't want to deal with law enforcement in your phone flipping gig. Okay, so you want to look at beside the IMEI number, you want to look for the screen. Be sure to test the phone screen by tapping across all areas of the screen. This way, you are testing for any dead zone or dead pixels, and this is important. Okay, you will most likely now want to buy a cell phone with a cracked screen, a cracked screen, unless you know how to repair it. Check the speakers and microphone, very important. And you can do a simple speaker and mic test by talking to a Siri or saying, "Okay, Google," if it's an Android phone. Okay, if there are any issues with the speakers or microphone, then you really don't want to buy it. Check the buttons. Test each and every button on the exterior works. Make sure that they actually works and they actually work, and check to make sure each part of the phone screen responds to touch. Check the cameras. Take pictures and videos with the front and back cameras. Okay. Turn the flashlight on to make sure the light is on. Okay, the light on the phone works. Check the quality of the pictures to ensure that both cameras are functional. Think about the charging port and battery. Ask the seller for the charging cord or bring your own to test it. If the phone has trouble charging or you need to adjust the cord to get it to charge, then don't buy it. When you buy a phone, you can clean the charging port or crevices around the phone with a compressed air cleaner. Okay, this is really important. And you also think about the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. Okay, check the Wi-Fi by connecting to an open Wi-Fi network or your personal phone's hotspot. You can check the Bluetooth by connecting to a pair of wireless headphones or to your car if the car has Bluetooth. Okay, and check the price. Okay, so bottom line is what? Bottom line, you want to check the condition of the phone, the capacity of the phone, the color of the phone, and the compatibility of the phone with network providers. That's what we call the 4 C's. Very important. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another session of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are still having a conversation about how to make good money flipping phones. Okay. Now, step number 6, you want to sell. Selling is this is what we do, right? So, where do you sell smartphones? Well, there is a constellation of platforms where you can sell smartphones at a very good price. Because when we are flipping phones and we're selling phones, we have to think about 2 things. I said this before, right? The platform, the solidity of the platform, and the security of your privacy. So, in our experience, Swappa is our absolute number 1 place for selling cell phones. They don't charge you 10% like eBay does, and they have a solid number of customers. Okay, so Swappa is really good. Is really great. Besides Swappa, you have eBay. So if you already have an eBay profile and you want to make things a bit simpler to get started, then you can use eBay. Please note that they will charge you up to 10% in final fee values, which equate to about $50 if you are selling a $500 phone. Okay. The trade-off to this is that there are many more users on eBay to purchase your phone as they are on Swappa. Okay, and there are also other places, in our view, in our experience, there are other great places to sell or flip phones for profit. Okay, first, the private market. Private market is always there. I mean, that's just great. I mean, selling phones in the private market is simply selling to interested buyers directly. It's also selling to buyers from your phone during garage sales, through classified ads websites, or at flea markets. Selling this way allows you to contact and connect with the buyers directly. Okay, selling phones at private markets enables you to actually sell at the highest possible prices. Note though that there is no guarantee of sale this way, especially if there's no willing buyer. The sale of phones in the private market can really take longer, and you may have to pay listing fees. It really depends, especially if you are using some online marketplaces. You may also spend more time negotiating prices and delivery. So it's really whatever works for you. Another disadvantage that we have seen in our research of selling your phone through private markets is that sales might require in-person meetups, and there is high potential for scams. So if you're comfortable doing that, hey, go ahead and do it. Also, think about buyback vendors. Selling your phone through buyback vendors involves signing with websites where they evaluate your phones, giving you quotes, and even buying them. Okay. And so through that, you can enjoy guaranteed sales, fast sales, and payments if you choose to sell through these vendors. Okay. And so examples of buyback vendors include Selllock.com, Gazelle, Buyback Boss, True Mobile Buyback. We're going to put this on the screen. Declutter, Buyback World, Buybacktronics, Gadget Traders, The Way Sells, Swappa, Sell for Pets, Amazon Trading. So we're going to put this on the screen so you have an idea of what we are speaking about. So there are phones that you should avoid buying to resell. So phones that are completely damaged, phones that are stolen, phones that are locked, and phones with no IMEI or ESN numbers. Do not buy those. And to close today's conversation, after doing all the homework and getting the phone to sell, you need to think about shipment. So you want to really ship safely. Very important. How do you safely ship a cell phone? You have to, because that's the last leg of this journey. While you can use any postal carrier, you want to ship a cell phone, it's better to use USPS. Why? Because they have been reliable and they get the job done at a fair price. Of course, if you're in the States, you want to use USPS. Okay, and so here is what you always want to include in your shipping when you ship a cell phone. Priority 2-day shipping. So if someone is paying you a few $100s or more for a cell phone, they probably don't want to wait a week to get it in the mail. So, I know I wouldn't want to wait that long. So I believe the phone will sell faster if you use 2-day shipping as well. So, and the priority 2-day shipping is really great. Think about insurance. So you always want to insure the cell phone for the sales price and get the tracking number and receipt from USPS. Don't risk losing a phone worth $500, for example, just to save a few bucks. Really, don't be greedy here. All right, very important. We are in business. You are making money flipping phones, so you have to think as a business person, as an entrepreneur. Very important. Okay, think about trying to get the signature confirmation. So signature confirmation, like insurance, is there to protect you. If someone signs for the package, then USPS will not leave the phone outside at the destination just to possibly get stolen. A person will actually have to sign for the cell phone once it reaches its final destination. This also only costs a few bucks and can save you hundreds as well. Okay, so this is important. And the bubble wrap and solid packaging. Last but not the least, do not skimp on the bubble wrap or tape for shipping. Be sure to make the phone nice and snug in the box with the bubble wrap before you ship it. Remember, you want to have repeat customers, right? And first impressions always count, always matter. So be very careful here. So when you ship phones, you first want to put the phone and accessories in their own individual sandwich bags to keep out any moisture. Then you want to wrap the phone in bubble wrap several times. Lastly, be sure you are using a very sturdy, a very strong box, and that there is no extra space for the phone to slide around. Okay, and so fill any space with newspapers or plastic filler. That's it for making money flipping phones. So now you have all the ingredients. So to quickly recap here, if you want to make money flipping phones day in, day out, you need to familiarize yourself with the market. You need to choose smart. You need to check the profit, make sure the math works in your favor. Buy wisely. Triple check a couple of things, the condition of the phone, among other things. Sell and ship safely. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.